what is up? Welcome to Day Ray with me, your girl Ray Ray. Hey, hi, how's it going? How you doing? I hope you are doing well. So today's video is all sugar-free. So I found this cake mix. It is called Zen Sweet Baking, and it is a vanilla bean cake mix, as you guys can see. And it is keto, it is sugar-free, it's a grain-free, keto-friendly, vegan, low-carb, and gluten-free. So I actually found this at Home Goods and it was $4.99, but this is available on Amazon. I will put a link for it down below. Today is actually my dear friend's birthday, and I'm going to be making her, because she also had gastric bypass, so I'm going to be making her cupcakes using this Zen Sweet Baking. But I'm also, I don't know how much of a good review it's gonna be, only because I am also going to be using my cake mix hacks with this, just to see if it works. Now, I did my cake mix hacks, I can't even say that, with the Swerve cake mix, and there was definitely a difference, and the cake mix hacks did make it better. So I am going to incorporate my hacks into the cake mix. And another thing that I'm going to try that I did find on Amazon is this Keto and Company Buttercream Keto Frosting Mix. Now, there is a little bit of sugar. There's 12 grams of sugar. I don't know what the net carbs are, because there is 6 grams of fiber and sugar alcohol. So I guess it's like 0 carbs. It says sugar-free, because I think you're supposed to subtract the fiber and the sugar alcohols, and that's how you get your net carbs. So that equals a 12, and so we'll see. So with this though, what is interesting with this buttercream mix is that you have to cook this over a low heat, stirring constantly until it becomes smooth, thick, white, and bubbly, and all this other stuff. And then you have to let it cool to room temperature, and then you mix in your butter and beat it in the KitchenAid. So we're gonna do that too in this video. I'm actually not gonna do it like right away, but I am gonna do it later or tomorrow. Oh, it says right here, this frosting only has 0.5 grams of net carbs per serving. So that's really cool. So there is this, and I did get this from Amazon, and again, I will put the link to this down below for y'all. So that's what we're gonna do. And that's my oven preheated. So I have my oven preheated. Now this said to preheat oven to 350, but I did not preheat my oven to 350. I preheated my oven to 330. Instead of doing the 325, I did 330 instead. So little 5-degree difference. But without further ado, let's get on and let's see how well this Zen Sweet vanilla bean cake mix is. Let's get going. I am going to sift this. This is made with almond flour. It smells really good. Okay, so this says it is made, let me make sure I have all of it. That's probably, these little black specks are probably the vanilla bean and just probably part of the almonds. So it is made with almond flour, tapioca flour, coconut flour, baking soda, vanilla bean, and sea salt. Okay, so we have our cake mix sifted. Got it in the bowl. So the first thing it says is to add a 1/3 cup of oil. I'm going to substitute it for butter. And then it says to add a 1/3 cup of water, but I am going to add milk because that's how I roll. And then I'm just gonna start mixing this up like I would a normal cake. course, this is not a normal cake because this is almond flour and stuff, so it's a little different texture. Okay. So now it said to add 3 eggs, but I'm gonna do 4. So what I do is I usually do 2. Is that an eggshell? No. Please excuse my son in the background. He is on his school break, so he asked nicely if he could play Xbox, and I allowed him to. So in this bowl, I'm just gonna whisk these eggs, and they don't want to get whisked. Like, what's the dealio, guys? So there's 2 eggs. I'm gonna mix this up with these. Maybe I should just do 3 eggs because I don't want it to be too eggy. But I think it'll be okay. And then I'm gonna add 2 more eggs. Oh my goodness, my cat is into everything. I don't know if you guys can see this or not. Cracking my eggs. Whisking them. Okay. Let's whisk this in. Oh, we should be able to get at least 12 cupcakes out of this. I'm hoping to get maybe 1 extra just so I can do a taste test for you guys. Okay. And last but not least, again, as a part of my hacks, I'm going to add sugar-free vanilla pudding to the mix. Add this in parts. So now we're gonna get this in our cupcake pan and go from there. Here are the cupcakes, literally fresh from the oven. Now, it said if you were baking a 1-layer cake, it would be 30 minutes. I put these in the oven for 18, and I constantly checked on them, and they look really good. So I did have enough batter, and I made 2 little mini cupcakes. Again, same texture. I just wanted to try. These are still warm. And these are the paper liners that I hate, but I'm like, these were just for me. See, this is one thing that I've noticed with like almond flour and coconut flour. It could also just be that they're still warm, but they stick. Like, they are still warm, but they stick so bad to cupcake wrappers. Like, literally. Like, how do we prevent this? Like, that's all that's left of the cupcake. Like I said, it could just because they're still warm and they're fresh out of the oven. And I mean, they're like still warm to the touch, but like cool enough to handle. But literally all, like, I've noticed this with a lot of the almond flour stuff. Like, it sticks so bad. Like, do you have to start spraying these? Like, I don't know how bad they're going to stick to those, because unfortunately I'm not going to be able to eat them because they are for my friend. So it's kind of annoying and frustrating. But here's the inside texture. Here's what it looks like. It's really soft. It smells good. So it's like very creamy. It could be because of the hacks, because I did put in the extra egg and I put in the vanilla pudding and I used butter instead of milk. I mean, butter instead of oil and milk instead of water. I don't know if that changes the consistency for like almond flour stuff, but it was really good. But this is what frustrates me, because I mean, the taste is really good. It doesn't taste, and of course you can tell that it's almond flour. It's got that grainy texture, but it's not that bad. But this is what, if anybody has any tips or suggestions for me, any bakers out there who watch my channel, which if you were a real baker, I don't know why you would, but if you do, what are some tips for almond flour cupcakes to not stick to the wrapper other than spraying them? Like, again, it could be because they're just warm. I don't know. But I hate that, because like you lose half the cupcake. And again, it could just because these are paper liners, and y'all know how I feel about paper liners. I don't know. But any tips or suggestions, I am very much so open to. So let's move on to the frosting. Okay, so now we're gonna move on to the Keto and Company Buttercream Frosting Mix. So the first step that it says to combine the frosting mix in 5 tablespoons of water in a small saucepan to make a thick paste. And then you cook the mixture over low heat, stirring constantly until it becomes smooth, thick, and white, and edges begin to bubble. Remove from heat. Okay, so that's our first thing that we're gonna do. So pouring this in the pot. Ooh, it's dusty. You see all that dust? Then 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now I'm gonna turn the stove on low and just start stirring it with a whisk. Here we go. Okay, so I have been constantly stirring for about 5 minutes now. This is what we have. It says on the package to stir until the edges turn white and it starts to bubble, which it has not done yet. I did actually bump the heat up from low to like number 2. So I'm just gonna wait and see. Okay, so it's only been about another like couple minutes after I last checked in, but can you see? I don't know how well you can see. I don't know if it's like the shadow. It does kind of look white, but I'm not sure if those bubbles are just from me stirring it or what. I mean, there are some bubbles around the edges. It feels warm, but oops, sorry, I guess it would help if y'all could see. Because like when I stir it, I don't know how well you guys can see that, but it does look like a white film. Can you guys see? It does look like it's white. So there are some bubbles on the edge. So I think what I'll do is I'll just stir it for another minute or so, and then I will add my lemon juice. But I just wanted to check in and let you guys know. Okay, so I just took this off of the heat and I'm adding in my 1 tablespoon of lemon juice. And now I'm gonna stir it. I don't really see any changes. And now you're supposed to let this completely cool before you put it in the mixer with your butter. So I'm just gonna let this sit and cool for like an hour or so, and then I'll be back. Okay, so I went ahead and I whipped up the butter. I made it all nice and fluffy. The next step says, in a large mixing bowl, combine butter, vanilla, and salt with electric mixer. I already did that. And then you add the frosting mixture to butter mixture and whip until light and smooth, scraping the sides of bowl occasionally. So here is the mixture. Now it's nice and cool. It's been sitting here. It's like hard. Like, I don't know how, it's like hard. So let me, I don't know if, okay, maybe I shouldn't have got that. I don't know, it's kind of crusty. I don't know if I should heat it up or not. It's been sitting, it just said to let it cool, so that's what I did. Maybe I let it cool too long. Okay, so I think I goofed. I did put this on the stove just to kind of re-melt it, but not make it super hot, because I think I just let it get too hot. I think it still had to be liquidy, but just like really cool, so I guess it doesn't melt the butter. So I'm gonna let this heat up, and then I'm gonna pour it in the mixer. Okay, so I just put this on the stove for a few minutes and I got it back into a liquid, but it's a little warm. I'm just trying to break up some of these granular, like, little chunks. And I'm just gonna keep stirring this and bring it back to room temperature. And then I'm gonna go ahead and pour it in my butter. I'm trying to do this one-handed. I put it in a bowl. Stuff is super sticky too. Is it melting? See how it like crusts up? It like really crusts up. It's kind of, I've never made Swiss meringue buttercream before, but I'm thinking this is maybe what it's like. I feel like it's melting the butter. See how thick it gets? It's like really, really thick. And it's like turning hard as it like cools. It's very, oh sorry, it's very sticky. Okay, so I just tasted this and it literally does not taste good at all. I hate to be like that, but it really does not taste good. It melted the butter. It's not whipping. So I was actually saving this for another project, but I think I'm gonna add this in here. This is Confectioners. It's the Swerve Ultimate Sugar Replacement. I'm gonna add that in here and see if that helps. In case you have never seen what the Swerve Confectioner sugar looks like, this is what it looks like. Looks just like powdered sugar. And I'm just gonna dump some Okay, so I have let this beat for a while now. Here is the frosting. I'm gonna take a little swab of it and show you the consistency. It does have a little peak. I still feel it's softer than what it should be. So I don't know, but I'm gonna put it in a bowl and taste test it. Okay, so here is my bowl of sugar-free frosting. I mean, it has like soft peaks, but it's much softer than like a regular buttercream. This is the cupcakes that I made earlier. So I'm gonna peel this, and the cupcake wrapper sticks to this now that it's cool, but it's like I still feel like you lose half the damn cupcake on the wrapper. So, oh, I'm gonna take a little bit of this, like that. And we're gonna try this out and see what we think of it. Let me just taste the frosting first. So the frosting, to me, it's very buttery. Like, that's just like all I really taste is butter. I do taste the sweetener, but again, you get that cooling effect from the monk fruit sweetener. I mean, it doesn't taste that bad. You can definitely tell it's artificial sweetener, and you can tell that it's sugar-free. So let's try them all together. I mean, it's okay. The cupcake is good. I mean, I like the cupcake. I just wish they didn't stick to the damn wrappers. But I'm not a fan of this buttercream. What I might do is, it's at room temperature right now. What I might do is put it in the refrigerator and see if that helps anything, and just have to tell them to leave the cupcakes in the fridge. So I don't know, we'll see. Not a fan of this sugar-free frosting. I will never buy it again. If you want to try it, I will link it down in the description box. But yeah, so that's all I got for right now. Thank you so much for watching this video and watching me try to attempt to make the sugar-free frosting. So to be honest though, Pillsbury, I will call you, because not Pillsbury, but whoever makes the sugar-free, I think it is Pillsbury. Damn, and I'm boycotting Pillsbury right now. I hate Pillsbury right now, but they're the only ones that make sugar-free frosting. So store-bought. So I might have to look into other options just to buy sugar-free frosting. So, all right, guys, thank you so much for watching. Remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And as always, remember to please be kind, because you don't know what kind of battle someone's going through. So don't be a dick. All right, guys, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.